Okay, guys, a lot of people will be like, I didn't make profit after selling my birds. I did not know what happened and stuffs like that. Most of we farmers, our profit enters into the feed. If not, tell me exactly why someone will use 20-something bags of feed to feed 100 birds, or why someone will use 40-something bags of feed, exactly 45 bags of feed for 200 birds for between 5 to 6 weeks. I'm not just telling you stories. This was exactly what happened to a client of mine that used 40-something bags of feed to feed 200 birds. Only for this same client to start telling me that I don't know why I'm not making profit. Of course, how will you make profit? I use 16 bags of feed for my 100 birds. We feed day and night there. In fact, 24 hours feeding until you get to 3 weeks. Once my birds gets to 3 weeks, I'll start feeding them morning and evening, and that will be all. I've never used more than 16 bags of feed for 100 birds. The last one that I did, 150 birds, we are counting the feed. I used 19 bags. In fact, the 19th bag was opened on day 35, and I sold the birds the next day. I sold some on that day 35, and they packed some the next day. So I don't know why you overfeed these birds or why you allow feed wastage, because most importantly, most of these farmers, they don't care about the feeders. You are using tray feeder. After the first 5 days, or rather the first 1 week, change their feeders now. Change it to the normal feeders that will be their size. Like that you avoid wastage. Because I've had someone that kept on using tray feeders for 5 weeks, but when she called me to come and check on the birds, in fact, I was like, what's going on here? So that's how you've been doing what? So in order to make profit, we are careful about how we feed these birds and make sure we minimize wastage. We zero it down. Then your drugs. You just be buying antibiotics. They say this one works, you will buy. This other one is working, you will buy. You keep buying antibiotics. Later, all these things will affect your income, will also affect your profit. That's why it's good to have this your bookkeeping in farming. Have your farm records. Always write down whatever you spent in purchasing those birds, feeding the birds until they get to 5, 6 weeks, or maybe 7, 8 weeks. It depends on how you want to sell. When it gets to that particular time after sales, you counterbalance.